This is Danny Kalin. I'm a 2024 quarterback committed to the University of Nebraska, and this is the Boys Down Bad podcast.
All right, this is the Boys Down Bad podcast, and we are super excited today to welcome on a very special guest, one of the newest Nebraska football commits, Daniel Kaelin, to the pod. Daniel, welcome on, man.
Yep, I'm excited. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Thanks so much for coming on, man. So what has life been like since you committed to be a Husker? Has it just been crazy?
Yeah, I mean, this summer overall has been pretty crazy for me. Ever since I committed back in May, there's been a lot of stuff going on. As far as just the commitment itself, there's been a lot of positive support, from the fans and just kind of different players. But I've also been busy, helping recruit other guys to join the 24 class and kind of help bring as much talent in with me to Nebraska as well. So, like you said, it's been crazy, but in a lot of good ways. So it's been good.
Absolutely. What has the impact of Husker Nation been on you so far? Have they just been blowing you up?
Yeah, I mean, kind of living in Nebraska, you kind of feel it, whether you want to or not. Just the love and the support from the fans for the team. So to know that I'm going to be a part of that, and ever since I committed, I feel like it's just been a whole nother level. As far as like every post on Twitter, I feel like getting like 1,000 likes, and everyone's just showing support. So it's been really cool, and it definitely means a lot to me for sure.
You bet. So growing up, did you always want to play football in college? Was that kind of your dream? And also, did you always want to play quarterback, or did that kind of come later on?
Yeah, um, so I've always loved sports, and I think I get a lot of that from my brothers because they've always loved sports. So kind of being the youngest in the family, and growing up and always trying to play sports with them, being the little brother, I think that kind of cultivated my love for sports overall. But football's definitely always been the one. I can remember as long as I can remember, being an NFL fan and just liking all those teams and wanting to be in that position so much. So I think wanting to play college football, and obviously get to the NFL as well. I didn't necessarily like fully make the switch to quarterback until sixth grade, but I love playing wide receiver. I'm a Giants fan, so my two favorite players like that I really started being like big. I see the Cowboys flag right there. I don't like that, but Victor Cruz and Odell Beckham Jr. Are two guys that I feel like kind of helped also make me love the game as well, because those are two guys I really started to become big fans of when I first started really getting serious about football when I was younger. So
You bet. That's awesome. Let's talk a little bit about your commitment story to Nebraska, how you eventually got to be a Husker. Can you take us through it kind of from start to finish?
Just as far as like the whole recruiting process.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely didn't have the traditional recruiting process. I mean, like I said, it's been a dream of mine to play college football, and I got my first offer at the end of my freshman year of school, going into the summer of my sophomore year. So kind of having that start early, and then going in and not even starting until I was a junior, kind of was kind of hard in a lot of ways. And in that portion, there was some up and downs in recruiting. But after this season, I picked up some more offers and kind of started going on more visits and things like that. And so when Coach Rule and that staff first got there, they had like a thing when they first got in town as like a recruiting visit for some of the in-state guys. I was within like the first week they had gotten there. So I was down there, and I felt just from the start a really good connection, not only with Coach Rule, but Coach Satterfield, and Coach DeMichael and all those guys on the offensive staff. And so it just kind of felt different than a lot of other staffs. They were real, they were genuine, felt like family. And so going through the recruiting process, getting closer with them was big for me. But there are also a lot of other schools that I liked, and I know obviously the situation with Dylan Raiola. And when I was committed to Mizzou, they were hard on him. So that's when things kind of slowed down with Nebraska when I committed to Mizzou. But ultimately, I stayed in contact with them just a little bit, really consistently through it all. And when I finally, decided to make the decision to decommit from Missouri, I knew I wanted to be a Husker, and it didn't take long for me to make that decision. So,
yeah, we love to hear it. That's awesome.
So you just talked about Dylan Raiola. How did the staff go about trying to recruit him and you at the same time? Were they like, was it ever awkward at all, or how did they handle that?
I think they handled it perfectly, because they were just 100% honest and upfront the whole entire time. there's more than just, the fact that, he's the number one player in the country, stuff like that. He's a legacy. They just gotten there. So there's a lot that went to them, obviously wanting to go after him as well. And I totally respected that. And I respected them being honest. And I was honest with them as well. I told them there were a lot of other schools that I liked a lot too, and that I was, developing a relationship with as well. So I think honesty was the biggest thing there. And it really wasn't too awkward at all.
Yeah, for sure. What was your kind of initial reaction to meeting Coach Rule? Like, what type of guy did he come across as when you first met him?
I mean, it's kind of hard to describe because I feel like there's really not a lot of coaches that are truly like him that I've met. I feel like a lot of coaches are usually unique, especially head coaches. You kind of got to be different to be in that type of role. But you know, the first, I think it was the second day he was officially hired, I'd gotten on the phone with him. It kind of just surprised me right away just how sharp he was, how well of a speaker he was, but also how quickly he already watched my film and scouted me and how much he wanted me to stay home. So I just think how quickly on the ball he was from the jump of getting hired really stood out to me, and it was impressive to me.
So you were offered by the Skurs early in your high
Mhm.
school career with Frost and company. Is there any like noticeable differences between that staff and this staff now?
Um, Honestly, I feel like it's a little tough for me to speak on just because of the fact that when they did offer me, there really wasn't a lot of legal contact that could take place. They weren't allowed to consistently call me and be in contact. So I would say I just wasn't really ever really got that close with that staff. And even though they offered me, it almost kind of felt like it was an offer because Florida State offered me before that. So there was a lot of that kind of situation into it. But um, I just know that the staff up there, I think very highly of them, and I'm really excited to see what they can do. And I'm not going to say too much about the old staff. Like I said, I wasn't in too much contact with them.
So through your entire recruiting process, obviously, Huskers were coming at you first, then you committed to Missouri,
Mhm.
then went to Nebraska. Was there a specific moment throughout this process where you kind of knew, you know what, Nebraska is the place for me?
Um, I mean, like honestly, like I loved them the whole way through. I feel like I was really close to almost pulling the trigger. Earlier in the year too. But then that's like I said, that's when stuff with I started to really like Mizzou and get close with them. I mean, I would say probably that week that I committed. That's when Dylan also officially went somewhere else. But I would probably say that week when I decommitted and then committed. Just some point during that week, I started talking to them a lot more and just really thought about kind of what the best possible picture of Nebraska could be. And I feel like, in my opinion, that could be better than what it could have been at Mizzou. So I think that's really when I, turned the tide, and I knew that was what's for the best decision for me.
What was your like favorite part of being recruited, or like maybe a moment where you're like, oh, okay, I made it. Like this is real.
I mean, like some of the offers early on, and I'm sure like people just because there's more and more of them coming earlier and earlier. I feel like some of those are, and you hear it a lot, are just kind of showing interest. They're not necessarily committable offers. So early on, getting those first two offers definitely meant a lot. But I think um, probably after my junior year, when I started to get even more offers after actually playing, and going on more visits, and how much coaches were trying to contact me like all the time, every day. I think that's when it really hit me. Like, I guess like you made it in that sense. But I think probably the best part of being recruited, and unfortunately, I mean, it's a good thing because I got committed, but the official visit was a lot of fun, and like they kind of go all out for that because they get to pay for everything and kind of deck you out then. But I know a lot of players are going on like 5 and 10s of official visits, and I'm just like, that's almost getting treated too nice. You're not gonna be used to like normal life after all that. But that was probably one of the best parts, being recruited, and just in a sense, it's cool to be wanted in that sense. Having people think highly of you, and especially something that I'm passionate about. Playing quarterback, and college Division I college football is one of the highest levels you can play at. So it kind of means a lot to me also.
True. Yeah, that's awesome.
Um, Peer recruiting. I know you kind of touched on
Mhm.
it earlier. I think it's almost as important as coaches recruiting. I saw you at a game with
Yeah.
Nelson earlier. What's kind of like
Yep.
your go-to pitch when you're talking to these guys and trying to get them on board?
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like that's a big perception on it, is like I'm trying every time I see these people, I'm trying to like, get hard on them and stuff like that. And I think what's been important to me when like I'm on campus and there's big time guys there, is really just trying to really build a relationship. I don't want to try to push them or be like, hey, like commit, or like I play Madden with the guys, or just be like, hey, if I beat you, like you got to commit, or just say things like that. Sometimes I'll say that, but I don't want to be hard on them too hard. I really just kind of want to develop a relationship with them, kind of make them feel comfortable around me, because at the end of the day, the quarterback is, going to be kind of the face and one of the leaders of the team. So the more they can respect me and feel comfortable around me, I think that's big. Um, and then at the same time, kind of asking them questions like what they think about the staff, what they think about the school, and trying to maybe convince them in ways, and also kind of show them, kind of paint a picture of what the vision, that not only I have, but especially Coach Rule and the staff has, of what the plan is to turn the whole thing around at Nebraska. So, but yeah, I would say like the thing with Carter, me and Carter have known each other for a while, and he was texting me, because he's from such a small town, he's never been to the College World Series. So I was like, let me know if you ever want to come. Like I can set it up. And so, he texted me and he came up to Omaha, and it was actually the week of our official visit too. So it kind of worked out. But that was a lot of fun for sure. And me and Carter are getting closer and closer every day. We're always talking and stuff like that. So that's my guy.
That's awesome. Yeah. Anytime I see you tweet or comment on Instagram on recruits, I get a little fired up. I'm like, oh, Danny's.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm trying. Yeah. I think I just, my man Andrew Marsh, 2025 receiver. He was going to be there at the cookout. Everyone is that Sunday, but his flight got delayed or something like that, so I couldn't see him. But I met him down in Los Angeles at Elite 11, so that's a big time dude I've been talking to. And then Grant Bricks was up Sunday. Grant, if you're watching this, you know what to do. Go Big Red. But yeah.
Coach, we're all gonna put your recruiting coordinator on your bio. Is he gonna put QB/recruiting coordinator on there?
That'd be awesome. Even though I do think I would get like in trouble for that technically, but no, it's funny. The staff makes jokes about that all the time, just because I feel like that's important. Get the better talent I got around me. That's the better they're gonna make me look. So that's definitely important to me.
Yeah, you're doing a great job. You mentioned it a little bit earlier. You're a part of something pretty historic. I think were you the second quarterback to go out of Nebraska to go to Elite 11?
Yep, and it's been back-to-back years. Me and Zane, yeah.
That's awesome. Can you kind of, for people who don't know, break down what Elite 11 is, and kind of how far you got in it?
Yeah, so so the Elite 11 is essentially probably it is the most prestigious quarterback camp you can get invited to, pre-college, I guess you could say, as far as high school goes. So, the Elite 11 staff, they kind of invite 20 guys, who they think are the best 20 quarterbacks in the nation. And you go out to Los Angeles. It kind of changes location year from year, but the last couple of years it's been Los Angeles. And you kind of just compete. They bring out a bunch of amazing people, whether it's people that know leadership or sports psychologists, or just a bunch of awesome things they have us do. So just learning about not only competing and showing your stuff, but also becoming, a better quarterback in person and leader from it. So, to give a little more background as far as my situation with it, it's something ever since I've started playing quarterback, it's been probably my biggest goal. Like I said, like pre-college, or as far as like a high school goal, other than winning like a state championship, to get invited to the 11 finals. So that definitely meant a lot to me for sure. I went to the regional up in Ohio, competed, didn't get invited on site, but they invited me later down the road. I think I was like the 10th invite. And then, so when you get to the 11, you can get the Elite 11 MVP, and then they also name a true Elite 11, because they invite 20 guys, but they name the Elite 11. So, didn't get the MVP, but I was named to the final Elite 11. And that was definitely really cool. It meant a lot to me. Like I said, it's been a big goal of mine for a long time. So that was definitely one of the coolest experiences I've had.
That's awesome, man. Congrats on that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you bet. When you're at that level, and it's such good talent, so many good quarterbacks there. What do you think separates like the really, really, really good, like the elite quarterbacks from the lower guys?
Yeah, there's a lot of things. I feel like this year we had a really kind of diverse group as far as like talent, size, and stuff like that. So I think there's a lot of things that can separate you. Things that stick out probably first is like things like arm strength, the eye test, how big, how fast, how strong you are. And then intangibles, how good of a leader you are, how you carry yourself on the field, Coverages, football IQ, how quickly can you process stuff, things like that. Also separate you as well. And things like intangibles, I think are obviously, or honestly, in my opinion, are probably more important than some of the other things. If you look in the league, some of the most successful quarterbacks don't necessarily throw it as far as Patrick Mahomes, even though Patrick Mahomes is as good as they go. But guys like Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning don't necessarily always have the strongest arms, but the guys that can make the right reads, get the ball where it needs to be, are tough, good leaders, and things like that. So I think really everything combined can kind of separate you, and every quarterback to be elite has to at least be really good in a majority of those areas.
So something really cool going on. Obviously, Isaiah and Davon, they committed with you to Nebraska. What was it like when you all three got together? Like, you know what? Yeah, we're doing this. We're going to Nebraska.
Yeah. So obviously I was the first one to kind of make it official, and back in January when I was getting close and really liking Nebraska, and then Mizzou, and I was kind of going between some of those schools. I remember kind of telling them like, hey, if I go to Nebraska, like, you guys have to come with me. And they were like, nah. Like I remember Davon was kind of like in Penn State a lot then, and Isaiah's kind of always been. I've always had a good feeling about Isaiah. Like USC was kind of coming in there, and Penn State as well, Oklahoma. But I knew, as much as the more I could get them up there with me, the better I'd feel. But obviously, I made my decision in May, and then the summer started. Isaiah came down to a camp with me and got to work with Coach McGuire a little bit. And I knew at that point some of his relationships were kind of starting not necessarily to fall off, but I feel like he wasn't getting as interested in some of those other schools. And I knew after working with Coach McGuire that day, I know he had a really good time. We were kind of talking on the drive back. And I kind of felt, he kind of told me like, hey, like, honestly, if my dad was there today, I feel like I wanted to commit. Like, I loved you that much. And I was like, all right, let's go. And so I started thinking to myself, like, all right, we got to get the trio to all go together. So the next week at practice, me and Isaiah were kind of talking to Davon about it. And this was a point where Davon kind of fell out of contact with them for a decent amount of reasons. But the biggest one was just he was kind of moving on to some other schools. It's kind of just evaluating his options pretty much, which, was his decision, obviously. But we were talking to him, and he grew up a Husker fan as well. And I knew deep down that he still definitely was considering Nebraska. So we told him like, hey, like, just call the coaches, like, talk to him again. And so next thing you know, he called us back. He's like, hey, I committed. I'm going. And it was like, oh, like, it happened like out of nowhere. And so that was definitely a really cool moment. And then when they did it on the official visit on Instagram Live, that was really cool as well. But yeah, I mean, those dudes had a lot of options. I mean, Tennessee offered Davon the same night. But it definitely worked out for the best, and to know that I'm not only going to have a senior year with them this year, but also to play with them for multiple years, means a lot to me, especially because they're really talented guys. So,
talk a little bit about Coach Satterfield. He's worked with a lot of good QBs. What makes him such a good, QB whisperer, or whatever you want to call him? What makes him such a good QB coach as well as an offensive coordinator?
Yeah, Coach Sat's awesome, and I think one of the biggest things that makes him a great offensive coordinator and quarterback coach is that he can tailor his offense to his quarterbacks. When Coach Rule was kind of saying things like obviously they have Jeff Sims right now, who's a really athletic guy. Not only can he throw the ball at a high level, but he can run and really hurt you on his feet at a high level. So they're obviously going to do some things with that. But if you look at South Carolina last year with where Coach Satterfield was at, they had Spencer Rattler, who's not necessarily a dual threat guy. He's a guy that can kind of really accurate, great arm, and things like that. So I think that what makes him special as an OC is just he can tailor his offense really any type of quarterback. They have so much diversity in the offense. They have gun, they have spread, they have under center, play action, power run, really everything you need in the offense. And it's really pro style. So much of the staff has NFL ties, NFL experience. So I just think as far as not only does the offense fit, but it's also going to help me prepare, that if I can get to the next level in the NFL one day, it'll be a smoother transition. I think that's really something that sticks out about him, as well as he's also just a great guy, super funny, awesome to be around, and things like that. So
things have been kind of rough around here with Husker football, as I'm sure you're aware. But
yeah,
it is tasting better than ever. How back are we?
How back are we? I think a year one thing like this, it's hard to project. But I'll tell you this: if you look at the talent that we're bringing in, you look at the type of coaches we have right now with NFL experience, there's really not any much more you need to be optimistic. Obviously, it's going to take a lot of hard work and dedication and execution and stuff like that. But I think there's a lot of signs that are pointing towards a positive direction, and that's one of the biggest reasons why not only me but a bunch of recruits are deciding to commit and make Husker football their future. So obviously, what I'm gonna say is that we're definitely back, and it's not gonna happen overnight, but it's coming for sure. I can't wait to get up there.
Yeah, I got one more question. So playing the QB position, obviously arm talent, all that stuff's good, but how about the mental side? Like, when you go into a game, are there certain plays that like, okay, this guy's going to be open, or if Coach Satterfield calls this play, this wide receiver is going to be open. How do you kind of make that decision process that quick? Because like obviously you only have 3 seconds once you get the snap. How decision making goes into that?
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. I will say there's some plays that are a little more scripted than others, if that makes sense. So some plays that we call, I kind of know, like, all right, I got Isaiah on a post, looking out the safety, and we're going to him like he's gonna burn this guy. You kind of know. And then there's some plays, where I'll give you just a basic. It's like smash, where it's corner, hitch corner, and you're just reading the corner. If the corner scoots back, you'll throw the hitch. Corner scoots up, you'll throw the corner out. So it's like a lot of what helps speed that up and make you more elite at that is just film, especially during the week, knowing your opponent, kind of knowing what they're going to do. And Coach Huffman, who is our high school coach, does a really good job of, putting in a great game plan, getting us in the right place so that we can, make plays versus every single team that we play. But I also would say that something that's helped me along the way, and I give my mom a lot of credit to this, is she's an occupational therapist. So I've actually done a good amount of neurological training as far as just, reaction time, peripheral vision, things like that, being able to see the field. So a lot of that I think has helped me as well. But and then above all of it, just experience. I think if you even watch my first game last year to some of the last games, I feel like I'm a totally different player. I've been watching, we play Creighton Prep week 0 first game, and I just get mad at myself watching that game. So I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I feel like I'm just a totally different player now. So I think experience is probably one of the biggest things as well.
All right, I got one more question for you. A little chance to pump up, although you do a really good job of that just on your own. What is Husker Nation getting in Danny Kalin?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that Husker Nation's getting for me is someone that'll live and die by the program. I've been a fan for a while, since I was little, and I've been to the youth camps, done all the things, and I've just dreamed about walking out of that stadium and representing Husker Football Nation. So someone that's going to work their butts off, push the whole team to get to the highest possible level that they can be at. And I can't make any promises, but win as many games as possible and win a Big Ten championship. And the college football playoff is only getting bigger, so that's only more space so we can get there too. But like I said, it's going to take a lot of hard work. But I will say this: we have a great staff. We're bringing in a lot of talent. So I'm excited.
Yeah, that's an awesome answer.
I'm all in. I'm all in.
All in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Sweet. Well, Danny Dimes, thank you so much for coming on today. We really appreciate it, man. We can't wait till you're a Husker.
Yep, the pleasure was mine. It was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Go Big Red, baby.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Danny for hopping on the pod. Great interview. He's just like he's already a professional, it seems like. He's just very well spoken, knows what he wants, hungry. Very excited for him.
Just a solid dude.
He got me fired up.
Nebraska guy. Just all in.
He's the guy you want at quarterback.
Yeah. You can just tell he's a leader.
Yeah.
And the way he's hyping up all these recruits, wanting to get them to Nebraska. So you don't see a ton of like peer recruiters like him, where he's just going after everyone.
Yeah.
So shout out Danny. Any Husker news we want to talk about this week, boys? Chris said new
Maverick Noonan
yeah.
out for the year.
That's tough.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose guys that early.
Yeah. That's what happens when you're physical in practice, though.
Yeah. Especially linemen.
Yeah.
He was young though, right? Yeah,
he's just
early,
a
early
freshman.
enrolled too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So he'll
Sucks
probably he'll
sucks
just
for him,
redshirt.
but yeah.
Might help him in the end,
Might.
just to sit and watch
You're going back to practice
next Tuesday.
next Tuesday? Okay. So we'll
Yeah.
get a report back.
See some new things, hopefully.
It'll be good. You said that, or we got a new basketball recruit.
Yep. Basketball point guard. Transfer from Ball State. Grad transfer. Averaged like 17 points a game for them.
Good.
Nice.
We like that.
See ya, Aaron Eulis.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
But-
So, obviously, you guys were high on basketball. Are you still?
Yeah.
Oh, all in.
How can you be all in on
3
Nebraska?
3-0 in Spain.
We'll be the most experienced team in the nation.
Yeah,
It's this time.
3-0 in Spain. That's a big deal.
The thing is, other teams go play in other countries too,
that's fine.
and it's just not a big deal because they just kick the shit out of these teams, and then everybody's like, "Well, they should be."
Well, Kansas lost the other day in the Bahamas.
Well,
So we're better than Kansas.
Did you see the girls won by like almost 100
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
against Crete something?
Yeah, I saw somebody on Twitter said they would have been better off playing Crete High School.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Shout out the girls. Girls are balling.
Girls might be good.
Girls, I think they'll be good, right? You
should
got
know.
Jazz Shelley,
Markowski.
Markowski.
Yeah, they should be good.
That'll be fun to watch. I don't know if I'll be sold on basketball.
Oh, we'll get you there.
You'll get there.
I
Kool-Aid
need to
hasn't
see
even.
it.
You haven't even started tasting the Kool-Aid yet.
Yeah.
Come November.
Hoiberg's got it. He's figured it out. He's rolling.
The problem
now.
is, this is what you tell me every year, that
No,
Hoiberg has it figured out.
he's really got it figured out.
And
After
then
last
He did
year,
make some moves last year.
We were good last year.
Yeah, he did make some moves last year.
he's
Yeah.
figured out the Big Ten.
Yeah.
National champions. Basketball.
We're getting tats.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
It will be.
Yeah.
I think that's about it for Husker news.
Okay.
By the time this pod comes out, we will have had ourselves a day at the Pinnacle Bank Championship. We'll be filming a little pod there. I'm not sure when that's going to come out yet. But I think we might put up like a video vlog too of the day. We're going to follow some groups around. Hopefully watch Kluver play a little bit. Be a good day. So
Then we're gonna play golf of our own.
we're going to play
Boys
golf
will
of
hit
our
the
own.
course.
It's gonna be a weekend. Then we got a bachelor
Mm.
party.
Shout out Keaton.
Shout out
Bachelor
Keaton.
party.
It's gonna be awesome. All right, should we just jump into the down bads,
Let's do it.
Trevin?
Yeah, I didn't really decide. I have two. I can just do both.
Yeah, you can do
Yeah,
both.
I got two
Yeah.
down bads
Yeah.
for the people. First one is Tim Anderson, shortstop from the White Sox. Tough scene for him. Tried to start a fight and just gets knocked on his ass. Pretty funny clip.
It's very funny.
Went viral on Twitter, but tough scene. If you're gonna start a fight and be all up in his face, throwing the gloves down, you can't get knocked out like that.
It was like a hockey fight.
Yeah,
He
well,
dropped the
he
gloves.
threw like 5 punches in a row, didn't land any of them, and then Jose Ramirez throws one, and down goes.
Seems like he
Tim.
didn't even hit him
Down
like
goes Tim.
square.
I think he just caught him like
Yeah,
Right in the perfect spot.
he was, and he wasn't expecting it.
Yeah,
'cause he
probably
was,
shocked him a little bit.
yeah,
and Tim Anderson is having a very bad
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
And that's what's worked because did he win AL MVP like after COVID?
He's had a good couple years up until this year.
I saw a TikTok about it, and he like his like wins above replacement is -1.3, having a horrible year. Like he's probably gonna have to take. After this year, he's gonna have to take like a 1 year like not a great deal to get like back on track to like get a huge payday. But now it's like you're kind of just stuck in
Yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah, if you're gonna drop the gloves like that and square up, you better win the fight.
yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
you look like an idiot.
Just down bad in general for the White Sox because they're supposed to be good these
And
last couple years, and they
they're
are
bad.
horrible. Meanwhile, the other team in Chicago is hot. So we weren't supposed to be good this year, and the Cubs are making a playoff push. So
How many games back are they right now?
I think they're 1.5, maybe 2. They just lost last night, but yeah, that one
You
hurt.
said
Thought it was a lock.
thought it was a lock.
Was not,
Wasn't a lock.
but
It's
had
okay.
their worst pitcher pitching, so I should have seen it. But it's on me. Yeah, Cubs are hot. My other down bad is baseball related as well. It's the Orioles. Their announcer was doing some pregame pregame stats. He dug deep for some stats against their history against the Rays, just talking about how bad they've been in the last 3 or 4 years and how this year they're really good. And it was good stats. It was very informational. He wasn't he didn't do anything wrong, and then they decided to suspend him for just talking bad about the team, I guess. I don't know. It made no sense, but people were fired up on Twitter. Feel bad for the guy. I forgot his name. Kevin? I think his name is
He's
Kevin.
back Friday.
Oh, he's back?
He's back on the call Friday.
Good.
Ooh.
So
Well,
the suspension wasn't long.
Yeah, there's probably so much backlash.
They
that
got a ton
they
of
had
pushback
to.
on it.
Yeah.
If you listen to the clip, he doesn't say it. I listened to it on Twitter, and I was like,
I listened to it 3 times. I thought it was
I was expecting something really bad.
yeah, he didn't know he was live, and he said some. I watched it multiple times because it was he didn't say anything.
We were expecting what's his name?
Kansas City.
Well,
The
that
Cincinnati Reds guy.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Reds guy.
Against Kansas City.
Yes.
An F word.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was
But no. Moral of the story, just don't work so hard, I guess. Don't dig deep for those stats and you're fine.
Yep.
But that's not even his fault. So working in TV, they just get handed
You work in
all-
TV?
Yeah, I do.
Wow.
Yeah.
wow.
Congrats.
Thanks. So they get handed this stuff and they don't do any of the work before.
Hmm.
The producers and then the graphics people do all that work. And then they just get handed this and say, "Okay, talk about this." So wasn't even on him really. He was just doing what he was given.
Because it was also just their history against Tampa Bay in Tampa Bay over the past 5 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he was just your team is hot right now.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world to say this team has struggled in Tampa Bay, but this year it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was bizarre.
Made no sense.
It is weird.
Yeah.
Couple baseball down bads.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
We're in the dog days of summer.
Yep. Scratching and clawing. Peters?
Yeah, my down bad is Colin Cowherd. So he, and this might be something where he might have been handed this list, Chris from TV.
Could be.
He made a list of quarterbacks drafted since 2013 that can't win a Super Bowl. He named Dwayne Haskins, who died. So it was just a weird, because it was weird that Dwayne Haskins was on the list just in general. Because not only is he not playing, he's not alive.
Yeah.
But then he also, it was he was just naming guys, and he was Dwayne Haskins, Baker Mayfield. It's those are two very different situations. Baker's just past his prime, and the other person passed away.
Yeah. That was a tough look.
Tough look for him.
For Colin.
The fact that he doubled down on it makes me think that he made the list.
Yeah.
What do you
Not-
mean he doubled down on it?
So his Dwayne Haskins was on the 20 quarterbacks list, and he also he didn't read all quarterbacks. He just mentioned a few quarterbacks,
Yeah.
and the first one was Baker Mayfield, the second one was Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah, it's not great.
So that's where it looks. If it was just on there, it'd be that's not a great look by Fox. But then when you name Dwayne Haskins, who unfortunately passed away,
Is there a chance that maybe he forgot that he passed away?
I feel you gotta know that.
It's potentially what happened, but still bad look.
Bad look.
Yeah,
Tough for Colin.
because he said this is my list of quarterbacks who can't win a Super Bowl. So he definitely. That leads me to believe he made the list.
It's not wrong, but you don't need to say it.
Factually, he is correct, but you shouldn't say
Yeah,
that.
you should not
ethically.
say
No, yeah.
Shouldn't name him.
Yeah. So, Colin Cowherd is my down bad for this week.
That's a good one. My down bad is going to be the Washington Commanders. There was some stuff that came out on Twitter today about Ron Rivera in a press conference. He said that multiple players have come up to him saying that Eric Bieniemy, former OC of the Chiefs, is being too intense of a coach. So the Commanders players are complaining that their coach is being too intense, and I think that's pretty soft. You're an NFL player, you should probably be able to handle a tough coach. I think. And Rivera kind of made it sound like he agreed with the players, kind of throwing them under the bus in the interview or in the press conference. And I was like,
Ron Rivera doesn't seem like the smartest guy.
I can't
at the
believe
press
he's still a
conference.
coach or a head coach for them.
I mean, the enemy's won Super Bowls. I think he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. And the argument is, well, Andy Reid just does everything. He calls all the plays. But, I mean, Bieniemy was spoken highly of by a ton of players that he coached. So.
Yeah.
I wonder if like he is like being too hard on them because it's not Patrick Mahomes. Like that's the only thing I can think of. Is
Wouldn't you want him to be hard on them?
Yeah,
though, if they're not
you
like.
would.
I mean, they
they've
haven't
got
been
Sam
good.
Howell.
They haven't been good, so
Right.
maybe they don't like being coached.
They're not used to
Probably.
somebody who knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know. I thought it was a kind of a bad look for the Commanders.
Yeah.
But it's my down bad. Chris?
My down bad is going to be the U.S. women's national team, the soccer team.
Careful.
So I think they're the number one team in the world, and they made it to out of the group stage and then lost to Sweden in the round of 16 in the World Cup. They didn't score in 210 minutes. And shout out Megan Rapinoe for missing PK. Crucial PK, by the way.
Yep.
And then smiling.
And then smiling afterward.
And laughing.
Yeah, like it didn't even matter. They're supposed to be top in the world, and like everybody's expecting them to win, and then they just lay an egg. It's not a good look.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it when they lost that game.
Yeah.
It's shocking.
It's truly
It's
shocking.
shocking that they didn't score in 3
Yeah.
games out of the
Yeah.
4 that they played.
Yeah,
That's bad.
I don't know how you do that.
They
Because like the
They-
men's team gets a pass because they're just like not supposed to be as good, and there's also better competition literally in every other country.
yeah.
We're supposed to just like run through
Yeah.
the World Cup. Maybe it's close in the finals.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of turnover
Yeah.
lately, which plays into it.
Yeah.
But-
But those younger players are like supposed to be super good too.
Yeah.
And then Rapinoe is retiring,
Yep.
and
Ertz is retiring.
retiring.
Yeah, I saw that.
Maybe Morgan. You never know.
Crazy
years
that they
from now
want to
should
go
be
out
older.
on that note.
I know.
Yeah, but it's 4 years down the road.
Yeah.
It's a ways.
It's a long time to wait.
I tell you what, the men are going to be good. I'm all in on the men.
It's going to be in the United States too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
true.
solid. They're young, and they're actually like good for once. So I think they already qualified for the World Cup, I believe. They've been doing well in the other league that they play in. So
Mhm.
something to watch out for in 2020. What year is it? 23?
2027 would be.
No,
4
because
years.
it's every 2 years.
Oh.
Well, from the women, so it's every 4 years.
Okay.
So
So what, 2025?
25.
Are the women every 2 years?
The women are every 4 years, but so are the men. But the women's always 2
Oh,
years.
2
2
years,
years, okay.
ahead. Or
Well, no, I
like,
feel like the men just played last year though.
Yeah, last
'Cause
year.
I was at a bar watching.
It was last year.
so are they only a year
So
apart?
maybe it's So maybe it's
maybe
in
it's
3
every
years.
2 years. I think because Olympics is every 4.
I have a
Maybe
good way to
that's
check.
World Cup might be every 2.
I think it is every 2 years.
Because then they have like what? The other big thing that they play every other year too. It's not the World Cup, but
Oh yeah,
gold.
oh.
No,
I
that's
don't know what it is.
That's the
but like
have
it's
no
basically
idea.
the World Cup, but it's not called the World Cup.
yeah.
It's not as big as the World Cup, but it's like a little bit below the World Cup. But every team plays in it.
We know a lot about.
Well, that's with the club teams though, right?
No, I thought it was
It's the
with like,
Champions League.
no, but I thought it's like the UEFA something.
Oh, that's just with North America.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not all the
And
way
like
They
around the
just
world.
got done
and-
with that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The gold
Gold
Cup.
Cup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let me look up when the
Not a
next World
soccer.
Cup is.
And that was
Pod.
talking
Yeah,
soccer.
sorry.
That's what we know about soccer.
Yeah, that's
2026. That
2026.
doesn't sound right.
No.
I wonder if it's
That'd be
off.
3
Twen-
years
yeah,
from now.
20 because it was
If they played last year in 2022.
it was 2022. It was over Christmas. No. Yeah.
Are we think?
Didn't you go watch a game at a bar, Trevin?
Yeah, I did.
Are we thinking the Olympics?
No.
Okay.
No,
That was-
Because it was Messi's last World Cup.
yeah, and they
last
won
year.
it, and
Yeah.
Argentina won it. Yeah.
It says 2026.
Right.
Yeah, because it was
The last one was
2022.
2022.
it's
So I don't know
very
when the
cool.
women's is. Women's
Must be
on
a
the same
year.
path,
Yeah.
just like a year later. Maybe COVID screwed. I don't know.
Anyway,
We're not a soccer podcast.
Jeez. We'll blame it on COVID.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
That's
that
why-
was on COVID. Yeah.
That's why we don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, good down bads. Should we do BDB 3 real quick? We have a really good one this week. We're gonna do fast food restaurants. So
Can we
top
get a
3.
clarification on what classifies as
Fast casual counts.
Like an Applebee's.
No,
No.
like a
They're-
Chipotle.
Yeah, that was what I was asking.
Okay. Yeah.
Disagree.
It's fast casual.
Chipotle's fast food.
That's
Yeah.
called
Okay. Yeah.
fast
You're right.
cash.
You're right. Yeah.
I just didn't know because some people
Yeah.
say like fast food should only count if they have a drive-through that you can order at.
No, if you can go in and get it like
Okay.
relatively quick, like you don't have to like order it before and then go pick it up. That doesn't count. Which you can do at Chipotle, but you can also get it right there.
Yeah,
Go.
that's the only one I had a question about.
Yeah.
Who wants to start?
I mean, I can start.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So my BDB 3 for fast food. Number 3, I'm just gonna keep this one simple. It's a fastball McDonald's. It's there for you when you need it.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably not gonna be perfect, but it's gonna get the job done in
I
a
love it.
pinch.
I love that pick.
And I mean, it's relatively cheap. My number 2 is Chick-fil-A. That's two very polar opposite. Chick-fil-A always is good. Chris hates this pick.
Yeah. They. Yeah.
And then my number 1 we talked about is Chipotle. I just use it the most. I go there, ton of different options. And Chris hates that one too.
You hate Chipotle?
It's just a place I like better.
Ah,
It'll be in my top 3.
Okay.
I feel like that's pretty. Chipotle, Chick-fil-A, McDonald's.
Yeah. It's fine.
You hated 2 of them.
I just have polar opposites for 2.
you'll see.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Chris, why don't you go?
Yeah.
All right. Number 3, I'm going to go with Little King. Have you ever heard of it?
What?
No, that's a terrible pick.
No.
That's an absolutely
No, it's
terrible.
not.
No, that's the worst pick we've ever
No,
had.
it's the best sandwich place.
Just make a sandwich.
There.
and just
I
hitch it.
agree. It's
No.
a good sandwich place, but it should be nowhere near the top 3
I love
fast casual.
I
fast
love
foods.
Little King.
I don't think I've ever even heard of
Oh,
this.
it's
Do we
so
Do
good.
we
Heard
still
of it,
have one
never
in
been.
Lincoln?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a
Like
couple, I
9th
think.
and South, I think.
Yeah. So good.
No.
I
That-
love Little King.
Okay, it's your list.
Yeah.
You're shitting on Chipotle.
Number
Yeah.
2 is going to be Cane's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get more for your buck at Cane's than you do at Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
But your fries are always soggy, unless you eat it.
But the sauce is way better.
Sauce is way better. Bread's good. And then number 1 is Qdoba.
Oh.
Yeah, I knew he was going there.
Boo.
Yep. Qdoba.
2 worst picks
Yeah,
of mine.
Nope.
I hate that.
Nope. What's wrong with Qdoba?
That was a terrible list.
It's fine. It's just there's no way it's number 1.
For me, it is. I'd go to Qdoba any day of the week.
Qdoba's. I have grown fond of Qdoba lately,
I think
but
it's
it's not.
good.
It doesn't compare to Chipotle.
Personal preference.
One is always busy when you go, and one is always relatively quick,
Sure.
which is how you judge it.
Meat's better.
All right. Terrible. Trev, you want to go or you want me to?
I can go.
Okay.
My number 3 is going to be Chipotle. It's really grown on me lately. Once you get in like a Chipotle kick, there's no going back.
Yep.
It's dangerous. I have recently grown accustomed to the bowls. I used to always be a burrito guy, but now I get bowls and just, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
2's going to be Taco Bell. Always just had
Yeah.
a spot in my heart. You can get this $6 online exclusive box. You can customize it. Get all the works. Oh, I go there at least twice a week. Get a Baja Blast. It's you can't beat that deal anywhere.
Their
in fast
$5
food.
box in college was clutch.
Yeah, they kind of got rid of that now.
Yeah.
inflation, but $6 online exclusive. Check it out.
Okay.
Number one's gonna be Cane's. Just nothing when you're like starving. Nothing hits better than Cane's. After a golf round, Cane's. It always hits.
That's true.
Simple as that.
That's a good list.
Yeah,
I like that
thanks.
list. My BDB three is gonna be Canes.
Yep.
And I just realized like last week, Canes after a golf round is like,
Oof.
for some reason, it just tastes better. My number 2, I'm gonna go In-N-Out.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
I love the burgers. The fries are fine, but the burgers they're incredible. Incredible burgers. And my number 1 is gonna be Whataburger.
Ugh.
That's one I
What?
haven't had.
No.
Whataburger's
If
good.
you had it,
I've
Whataburger's
had it a
good.
couple times. Haven't been impressed.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I had it 2 weekends ago in Kansas City, and it was.
I feel like the only
I
time I have it
love
is
Whataburger.
in an airport.
You can't get it at the airport. I feel like that's.
I feel like that's the only time I've ever had it.
I would
It's
definitely
big
put
in
it
the
above
South.
In-N-Out. I would put Whataburger above In-N-Out.
Yeah, I would say so. Every time I see a Whataburger, gotta go there.
Yeah. That's solid.
Honorable mentions. McDonald's was close to
Yeah.
cracking the top 3. I love McDick's.
Panda.
Panda's up
Panda.
there. Do you guys like
Love
Slim
Panda.
Chicken?
No, hate
No,
I do.
Terrible.
I do not.
I like Slim Chicken.
I like the chicken and waffles. Which is why-
Wendy's.
Sure.
Wendy's $5
Wen-
biggie bag.
Yeah.
Wendy's is up
I'm
there.
a big value guy. The biggie bag,
Yeah.
incredible value.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just realized like
Amigos
Cane's-
would be up there for me
Or-
too.
Yeah.
The only time
I
really,
love Amigos.
Amigos
A lot
is-
of people hate it.
It's gotten expensive.
That's the
but it's
I don't think I've had it since high school.
it's good.
That's the most like controversial one when someone brings it up. I feel like
Yeah.
people either love it or hate it.
I think I outdid my Amigos. I get sick every time I have it. I think I overdid it.
We went there a lot in high school. I feel like
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was so close.
yeah.
Dairy Queen. I don't love the
Meh.
food that much.
Dairy
okay.
Queen food is meh.
Yeah.
Runza, I love Runza.
Runza's
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Runza's up there.
What are your least favorites?
Long John Silver's never been. But
It's not a real. It's a money laundering.
Tava
it
likes.
is.
Tava's a fan of Long John Silver's.
Really?
She's like wanted to go there a couple times. I'm like I'm allergic.
What
to
does she
everything.
get there?
I don't know. Couldn't
I
tell
don't
you.
know if I've been in a Long John.
I
Silver's.
have never
really
been in a
don't
Long
know.
John
Only time
Silver's.
I've been in one is when it's like the split with like KFC.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Popeyes is up there for
I like
Yeah.
Popeyes a lot.
Just got to get by the service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the one by
Every
I've ordered-
Popeyes is bad with
Yeah. I
service.
think they tried to be.
Crazy.
the one by
I
the 924 is especially bad.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's an avoid.
You're lucky if you get your food.
Keaton started working there.
Yeah.
One time he got his food.
That's one of the.
He went back
funniest
to the
stories.
kitchen.
Yeah, I hate Burger King.
Yeah, Burger
it.
King.
That's
is-
something I haven't.
It's all right.
I
yeah.
hate it.
the
so
chicken
much.
fries were good,
Chicken fries were good. I'll give you that.
but then I
Everything
think
else
they did away with
sucks.
those.
Yeah, they did.
Subway's horrible.
Subway in a
love-
pinch is.
I like
not
Subway.
bad.
I love Jimmy John's.
I don't
Love
really
Jimmy
love Jimmy
John's.
John's. Everybody says the bread is so good, but
It
just,
is.
It's just a lot of bread.
Yeah.
It's good.
I'm okay with Jimmy John's.
It's expensive though. I'm never spending that much for a sandwich. Just make my own.
Jimmy John's is cheaper than Subway by far.
Mm.
Subway is so expensive.
They're both up there. Too much for a sandwich, in my opinion.
Agreed. How's Little King prices?
About average with
Do you
everybody
go there
else.
a lot?
Little King? Oh yeah.
How many?
Because
do
there's
you
one by my
average a
work.
week?
What?
How many do you average a week? Do you think,
I don't go there every week.
or
but
per month? Per month.
2 or 3 times a month.
What
probably.
do you get?
So I get a club, so it's ham, turkey, roast beef, and then
That's a club.
some places do clubs differently. You never know.
Yeah.
Then you get all the toppings and all that other stuff.
That was better than I thought it was going to be. That was a little bit contentious.
Chipotle, the one knock is it's very expensive, and if it's bad, it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But if it's good, it's.
Their queso's
Tough to-
bad.
If-
I like their queso.
Dylan wouldn't know.
Yeah. I'm out on that one.
He's allergic to that stuff.
If you like get, if I get everything I want, it's like a $16 meal.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Like
it can-
steak, guac, chips. That's
I got
16.
I get the new like chicken. It's kind of
Yes,
like
that's
spicy.
really good.
Do that. Sometimes double queso.
Whoa.
Guac on the side. Gets pricey.
It is.
That's the one knock.
But
Fast
it's
food
good.
in general is getting expensive.
Yeah.
Everyone that had $5 meals is now like $7, and
That's why Wendy's has a special spot in my heart.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They've stuck with us.
Good friend Wendy.
Good friend Wendy.
Yep.
All right.
Wendy's nuts.
Surprised you didn't pull that out earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to adjust the screen.
Room
Yeah,
40 is pretty
we'll go do
good
that.
too.
Immaculate grid.
Yeah. Room 40.
Room 40.
Okay, we're doing NFL this week. Switching it up. Do we have the timer? We almost ready?
Yeah. Ready, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1, go.
Jamal Charles. Rushing yards.
And then Jonathan Taylor
I
for
would think
Colts.
so.
Ooh, Jaguars got one. Maurice Jones-Drew.
Yeah, good one. Good one. Good one.
For the 1,000-yard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say Travis Etienne.
Nah.
Okay,
How do you
let's
spell
see.
that? Maurice
M-A-U.
Jones Drew. There we go. And Colts is
Um,
Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Frank Gore.
Probably both of them.
Texans, Chiefs.
I think Jaguars and Cardinals is
How do you spell Jonathan Taylor? He's not.
Johna.
I think it's Jon.
Isn't it Jon?
Oh yeah,
Jon.
Jonath.
O-N?
Yeah.
He's not on here for the Colts.
I think it's AN.
Is it A-N? 2020 to 2022.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jags and Cardinals, Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so
we
we're
have
4
four.
for 4.
I just try and think of like backup quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's what I might go to.
Chiefs and was Chad Henne on the Texans ever?
Colt McCoy ever play for the Colts?
That's what I was. I don't
'Cause
think
he
played
plays for the
Colts.
Cardinals.
He didn't play for the Colts.
What about Nick Foles? He ever played
Foles
for
has played everywhere.
Foles was
Colts.
none of those
No. 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
left.
We got
Yeah.
we got
Okay.
time.
Yeah, we got time.
Jeez, Jaguars.
First name that came to my head was Blake Bortles, but I don't think he played for.
I don't
either.
think he played for anyone else besides the.
I know
he played for
for
the
like
Rams.
the Packers and the Rams.
Yeah.
And then I think he went back to Jacksonville.
Colts and Cardinals, Edgar and James.
Who's that?
Running back? Is
Yeah.
he a Cardinal?
Yeah, he was definitely a Cardinal.
Edgerrin? I know he's a
Edgerrin.
Colt.
He was a Colt for sure. We can try it.
All right. I think it's EDG?
EDGERRIN.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
Let's go.
What's the percentage on that one?
Yeah.
59%.
Oh, jeez.
Was not.
Okay.
So what do we need? Chiefs and Texans? Chiefs and Cardinals?
Jags and Texans and Colts and Texans.
What are we at?
Stupid Texans.
220.
Okay. Yeah, the Texans is so hard. Did Matt Schaub ever play?
He played for the Chiefs, I feel like, and Texans.
Did he?
Was he for the
He was-
Chiefs?
He was definitely for the Texans.
Feels like a Chief.
I have no
He
idea.
might have
I
been a
don't
backup
know.
for the Chiefs.
He might have for 1 year.
That would get it done. If you just
try
one
it.
year.
Try it. Yeah, might as well.
We only got 2 minutes.
Come on, Matt Schaub. Matt
Schwab.
Schaub.
How do you spell that?
I think it's
Made
SCHAUB.
CTS. Yeah.
SCH
AUB.
Matt Schaub. No.
Son of a.
Dang it. I liked that.
Texans.
God, all these teams have been horrible
I know.
at
We
times.
need better teams. I feel like Jags and Texans there was a guy.
There's definitely a guy, but I just don't know who it is. I'm lost now.
Arian Foster didn't play for anybody else, did he?
Played for the Dolphins.
All right.
Man, I just have no guesses.
Cardinals. Chiefs.
Who have been some Jaguars quarterbacks?
Start guessing backup quarterbacks. Josh McCown is an answer. A good answer for
Chiefs
any.
Texans. Josh McCown. That I'm fairly confident in.
Chiefs, really?
Josh McCown.
Josh McCown for Chiefs and Texans.
Yeah.
Okay. No.
Woof. Oh. Colts and Texans.
I feel like McCown played for everybody.
He did.
He's bounced around.
Did Fitzmagic play for? He played for the Texans.
Oh, Cardinals and Chiefs is what's the Matthews, right? Honey Badger. Didn't he play for both of them?
15 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyrann Mathieu. Yes.
TYR.
Good one. Good one. How much?
10 seconds.
Oh God.
Tyrann Mathieu. Yes. Okay.
5, 4.
We have one guess left. I don't think we're gonna.
3,
No.
2, 1.
So we got 6 again.
That's not bad for NFL.
Stats are always easy.
Oh yeah, they're so easy.
Teams are impossible.
All right. Let's,
Not bad for
any,
a first
any
football.
obvious ones?
Yeah, we need.
Sure, there were.
Did Alex Smith?
Show me the freaking thing.
Did you use all the guesses?
Yeah. This one doesn't show me the. Oh, here we go. All right, Texans and Colts. Let's see if we'd recognize any. Nobody obvious.
It should take you to like the most guessed people. Like when it shows you your like score, or like when you go to like show summary.
Yeah.
I just want to see.
It just gives me like the.
Yeah, scroll one more. Scroll a little bit further down.
Oh, okay. Justin Reed for the Chiefs and the Texans.
Safety.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got that.
Oh, we should have gotten the Colts and Texans. It's a wide receiver.
Yeah, I was thinking of a wide receiver.
Andre Johnson.
He was in my mind, but I didn't think he played for the Colts.
I think he played maybe 1 year for them.
Shoot.
AJ Boye for the Jags and Texans. Nope. Whoever that
No
guy
chance.
is.
Never heard of him.
Cornerback.
What was the other one? Jags and Chiefs and Cardinals?
Chiefs and Texans was
Oh, no.
Justin Reed. I think he's a
okay.
cornerback
That was the
too,
three.
or a safety. Yeah.
Okay, not bad.
All right,
Not
we got
good.
6 again.
Sad. We'll get it.
We'll get there
We're gonna
eventually.
get
one of these
an
days.
Immaculate. It's gonna be a great reel. All right, roulette.
I'll go 15, Dylan.
I'm gonna go with 24. Everybody get in the middle.
19.
Chris
I'm gonna
wants in the
stare at
middle.
15.
Take something in the middle. Just see what happens. Oh, what did he take? Maybe it counts. 6.
It didn't count. We'll just do it again.
Yeah.
Well, that was a false start. We'll do it for 85.
False start.
So we weren't ready. I didn't look at 15.
One more.
They would hate it if Trevor and I won. Oh, 25. One more.
One more.
One more
One
for
quick
90.
one.
Nope.
Oh, come on. We're at 90. We're
Yeah.
capping it at 100. Might as well just get there.
Whatever.
Just get there.
We know what's gonna happen, Dylan.
It's either it's gonna happen.
Two more, and then we're not increasing.
2 more, and then it stays at 100.
Come on, 15. Come on.
Red one.
One. All right, one more.
One more
We're
for
done
100.
for the night. Yeah,
We're just capping it.
because now we're at 100. We're not just gonna quit at 95.
The people don't want to see us stop at
Yeah.
95.
It's gonna hit right here. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
This is for 100.
$100
99% of
each.
gamblers
This is-
quit before they hit it
This is
big.
$300 to the winner.
Shit. Come on, 15.
That could go a long way for.
It was in. It was in 19.
Oh, it's 2 away from 4.
It was in the 2. It was actually in the 2.
Because they're right by each other. Us three are
Wait,
right
which
by
one's
each other. 2, 15,
Wait.
and 19.
19. 2.
I love this game. Yes. Yes.
Oh, and Chris.
Yes. Thank you guys. Thank
Why
you.
keep going, Chris?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yes. Oh, what?
Every fucking time.
Yes.
Good thing you guys wanted to keep going. That's fun.
That's fine.
I just heard Chris go 2. Yes. Chris, I do feel bad. Hey, hand on me this weekend.
Thank you. I'll take you up on that.
Maybe a couple.
I'll take you up on that.
Oh, that's good. All right. Shout out to Danny again. Excited to see what he does for the Skurs. And, yeah, wait for our pod next week.
Come out to the Pinnacle Bank Championship.
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, Saturday,
Saturday,
Sunday. We'll
Sunday.
come out on Friday. Come out, support the golfers, support Hurrdat, support Indian Creek, Pinnacle Bank. So they work hard over there.
Mm-hmm. It's a fun time.
It's going to be awesome. All right. This is the Boys Down Bad podcast. I'm Dylan.
Peters.
Trev.
Chris.
Have yourselves a top 10 weekend.